I'm going to reveal exactly how I give my clients 5-star level hospitality and exactly how I transition from a sales call to my onboarding system completely automated. And this helped me automate $15,000 in sales this last month as a 16-year-old entrepreneur. So let's go into the first part of the system. And as you can see, the first part of the system is the objection handling. So again, like we've covered the entire sales call. So let's say you're at that phase now where you've had the entire sales call, you've got the nurturing process. Now we're into the next part, which is objection handling. For objection handling, again, use a framework, use the SMART handling framework. So again, that's what I use. And this is my framework to handle all objections. And I suggest you guys build out one, or you guys can use that one. Just hit me up on Instagram, second in the description. Or have an SOP. So build out SOPs, have a framework to handle objections. And this is going to ensure every sales call or most sales calls you hop on with qualified prospects, you will get a close. So that is that. So again, SMART handling framework. You can also search up different closer frameworks or Alex Hormozy's frameworks. Highly recommend you watch some YouTube videos on that. Build out some SOPs, build out some frameworks, go test it on ChatGPT. So one thing I like using is ChatGPT to do my sales training for me. So I like to talk to ChatGPT every single day, and it gives me my most common objections my ICP is going to face. And then what I do is I look at that objection, my brain processes it using the SMART handling objection framework, and then I reply back to ChatGPT with my response using this framework. And again, it's going to rate it out of 10 and what I could have done better next time. And again, you keep improving this over and over and over again. And if you do it for a month, even 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, you will become an expert at objection handling, no doubt. Now let's say the objection handling phase is done. Now it's on to collecting the payment. So you can use either FanBasis, WAP, or direct debit, or just set up payment plans. My personal favorite one is FanBasis. Now the reason I like FanBasis is because there's a lot of payment options. You can do payment plans, you can do Afterpay, you can even do Klarna, which is some like credit system where it's only in the US, but let's say the client pays you $5,000 or the program is $5,000, but the client only has $1,000 in his account. He can send you $1,000, but if his credit score is good enough, FanBasis will send you $5,000, and it will just keep cutting from the guy's bank account until it pays off the $5,000. So it's a really, really good system. Also, the payments come really quickly. I think the transaction fees are like 2.9%, which is absurdly low compared to Stripe. WAP is amazing as well. And direct debit, I don't know, like crypto, again, if you have crypto, highly recommend you use that as well. Now, next thing is you want to sign an agreement. So again, you want to get this done on the end of the sales call. So you want to make sure you sign an agreement. And this is my agreement, just like a little bit over there. A brief overview. And again, you just want to quickly customize it on the call based on their information, what they've told you, what you know about them, and then just send it over to them, tell them, just sign it real quick. I use DocuSign or Google Documents. It works perfectly fine for me. Even Adobe Acrobat works amazing. And this is crucial. This is really crucial. You want to get it done on the call, because let's say someone makes the payment, a down payment, and they haven't signed the contract and it's been a week and you haven't followed up with them. Well, now they can ghost you, or they're like, oh, I want a refund. I don't want this program. That's why you want to get the contract done on the onboarding, on the sales call. Alright, now the next thing is once they've signed the contract, send it back to you. Now you want to send them this is just like a pre-built welcome document. Now again, I have this built out for my entire business, and it's basically that you want to have like your entire business there. I use Notion for this, by the way. You want to have a quick welcome message, just welcome to the company. You're going to get XYZ, you're going to get XYZ, this is what's going to happen. Then you want to set clear expectations. And the reason you want to set clear expectations is because if the client slips up, you can refer back to the welcome document and say, it was clearly outlined in the contract or welcome document that these were your expectations. And if these aren't met, then you aren't required, or you don't qualify for the guarantee. You know what I mean? And then underneath that, you want to have branding as well. So let me just go over a framework. So first off, branding basics. So again, you want to have your logo, as actually you have here. You have your color scheme. So again, just leveraging your own color scheme. And you want to have your name. As you can see, clearly follow that. Color scheme, name, branding. Next thing is you're going to have a welcome. So again, what they signed up for, the offer, so what exactly the offer was they signed up for, and your unique mechanism. So just explain your unique mechanism in a bit of detail. Now, the next part is expectations. So first thing you want to go over is client expectations. So for example, join calls at least 1 minute early. Be prepared to ask questions. Be resourceful. Be open to any piece of advice. What they must do. So for example, what they must do before every single call, some KPIs for them to hit. What they mustn't do, so what they must not do. The blueprint. And now you want to go with the blueprint. So what's the unique mechanism in a bit more detail? You want to break down every single phase in more detail and what they get inside of each and what the benefits and end outcome is of each. Now they have a clear overview of what they signed up for, a clear overview of what to look forward to. Now that's the welcome document done. Now you can schedule in an onboarding call. Now you can have an onboarding call link literally on the welcome document, so that way you can send them a welcome document, they can read through it on the call, they can get the call scheduled on the call, and then you can end the sales call, and now they're basically successfully onboarded. So again, once they've booked the onboarding call, you want to ask them these few questions. So again, some digging questions so you can get to know a bit more about them. Again, these are some sort of questions. So for example, what are your goals? What do you want to achieve in the program within the next 3 to 6 months? What have you tried before? What are you exactly looking to get out of this program? Again, these are questions you probably ask on a sales call, but just in a bit more detail, so you can conduct more market research, get to know your ICP even better, and again, just customize and tailor the program towards their needs. Right. So next thing's info about their business, like their current situation, where they want to get, review of the onboarding again, just to get some feedback on what could be improved. Give them a custom action steps. So again, this is really, really crucial because I've built out a custom client portal for every single one of my clients. I give them custom action steps on every single step. So this is the call where you want to give them custom action steps for the first step. And that is the first part of the entire system done. Now, this is post-call. So the call is done, onboarding call is done, they're successfully onboarded. Now I want you to collect crucial information and I want you to store it in some sort of database. So you want to collect their email, you want to collect their phone number, YouTube, Instagram, and any other social media platforms they use. So that way you can track and monitor their performance on each, give them information, give them KPIs to hit. Now that's that done. Now you want to onboard them onto the client dashboard. Now this is my client dashboard, just a bit of a brief overview. And again, it's looking pretty fancy, but it's very, very simple to build out. And again, if you guys are asking the question, what are you using to build out? I simply use Notion. Works the absolute best. Now, here's exactly how you want to build one out. So first off, you're going to have your sprints. So this is basically the main steps of the program, your unique mechanism broken down, and the core program, the core step of the entire program on how your clients are going to get results. So basically each step of the program, the fundamentals, make sure these are action driven and have video content inside of each. So what I like to do is have a written guide. I have video content on the side, so even more breakdown of each one, and then I have action steps on the side. So these action steps are basically the entire written guide, entire video broken down, and the client has to make sure they complete these action steps before moving on to the next module. This ensures they're doing absolutely everything in their power to actually make sure they're getting the results. The next thing I like to have over here is, you don't see it, but like it's assets. So this is basically the content ecosystem, so they can plan, schedule content, client payments, so basically track all client payments, tracking sheets like appointment setting sheets, inbound, outbound tracking sheets, content tracking sheets. Again, the more you track in the business, the better. And just some important documents like finance documents, just some more, just in high level stuff. Next thing we're gonna have over here is recurring tasks. So you're gonna have 3 to 5 core recurring tasks, and these are guiding to assist them to achieve their goal. And again, you want to assist it with video content, and you also have some guides as well. So as you can see over here, if you would click that, you would have a video guide and you would have a written guide inside of each. And the next thing is, again, the client must check it off apps every single day. Now the next thing is weekly tasks. So again, you want to make sure you give them 3 to 5 weekly tasks, and they must hit these goals or they get some sort of punishment. Again, you want to incentivize them to hit these tasks as much as possible, so they're pushing themselves. And again, you're holding them accountable, so there should be no reason why they're not hitting their goals. And you're gonna have a Loom breakdown, breaking down every single one of these goals and how they should hit it. And yeah, plus recurring tasks as well. That's it. So they're doing the weekly goals plus recurring tasks plus the sprints. That is exactly how you can build a Notion dashboard out for your business. Now you want to make them join the communications channel, again, to make sure you get really good communication, 24/7 tech support, and just to make sure, like, if they have any questions at all, you're there to answer them. Now I like to use Discord because WhatsApp's like for my family, for my friends and all that sort of stuff. I want to keep Discord exclusive for just business clients only. So as you can see over here, you want to have a client community built out. As you can see, important updates, client community, and then you want to have a separate channel or category for absolutely every single one of your clients, one-to-one, or done with your clients, done for your clients, whatever you want to have. Next thing is custom action steps. So as you can see, I have different sprints here. There's obviously the core fundamentals, core modules built out for every single one, but based off of every client, they have different needs, different specifications, different wants. And this is exactly where you give them custom action steps. So I want you to give them 3 different custom action steps based on each sprint. And these could be custom resources like a video guide, a written guide, video content, checklist. And this is going to ensure your clients are getting 5-star results. And again, the next thing I said is weekly tasks. So you give them 3 to 5 weekly tasks. You're going to hold them accountable, and you want to record just one main loom, breaking down every single weekly goal in a bit more detail and exactly how the client can achieve it. Now, that is the entire system on how we get our clients insane results, on how you can masterfully get the client off the sales call, onboard them with 5-star level hospitality, and make sure they love it so much that they don't want to get off your program. Now, if you want more information and you want to see exactly how we can implement this into your business, I'm not going to make you book in a call. Just go check my Instagram out down below. If you like it, you send me a DM. But yeah.